A lot of you have asked me on the channel and on Instagram how I made my two latest prints. So this video is about that. It's going to be a mixture of dry point, relief printing and monoprinting. Hope you enjoy it. So first of all, I'd like to start with what inspired me to do this series of prints. These are the first two, but there will be more. So I made a series of oil pastel sketches in my local Suffolk countryside, and some elements of it I have picked to be in my prints. And basically this is just a starting point, but that's how I normally start off with all my work for printmaking. I will do sketches, small paintings. These are sort of like thumbnail sketches, the size of my hand really. So yeah, this is where it all started, and colors have sort of developed, but certain shapes like these and the tree, and as you can see, I have used in my print. So I started off with this dry point plate. It's a Perspex acrylic plate, and I used a dry point tool, a dry point needle to create these marks. And the inspiration behind it was several sketches from my sketchbook. I went out drawing in Suffolk countryside, and I brought some sketches, and these elements that I have created are based on the sketches. So this is my first element. Secondly, I created some relief stamps using lino. I had some different bits of lino lying around, and I had some lino carving tools, and I basically created some different shapes. And so this is my second element. Then I used Yupo paper and rolled some ink. On the left hand side, as you can see, I rolled two different color inks, and on the right hand side I first did the yellow and then I applied the blue. So there is no right or wrong way about it. I guess it's all about how you want to blend these inks, if you want to blend them at all. It's just the way I did it. I did it for speed in the second time round, to not to have to print twice. On the left hand side I actually blended ink with a finger. Apologies for not filming the first relief stamp, but this is my second one being filmed now. I'm actually using etching press to print this, but putting blotting paper here, as you can see, on top, so I protect my blankets. It's just a lot easier to do it with etching press, a lot less work. Yeah, still possible, but obviously don't have it as tight as you would if you did an etching or an intaglio print. So here we go. Just revealing it, and it's got a really lovely texture and nice contrast. I do like the effect of doing relief stamps. So I was really pleased with this, actually. So here is the third element. It's my dry point. So you saw the dry point plate. I have inked it up and wiped it. The ink that I used was Intaglio Printmaker's etching ink, which was, I believe, burnt sienna. So it's got that very vibrant colour. I have used a newsprint mask to protect my edges, but as well as the top of the print. I didn't want to have, obviously, that cut off of the sharp edge of the rectangular plate, so I tore a bit of newsprint to create a more interesting edge. All right, so here is the reveal, and so far so good. It all seems to be in place and okay, I think. I really rather like this dry point on top of the monoprint and relief. It just gives it that extra excitement and movement. And once the edges are revealed, I think it worked out really nicely. So yeah, this is how the first one was done. Okay, so here is how I made a second print. So this is essentially similar method, just a different design and different relief stamps I'm using here. So I've created a bit more movement in the background here in my monoprint background. Again, using etching press to print this relief stamp, protected with a blotting sheet like previously. And here we go. As you can see, the relief stamp has moved a little bit. You can avoid doing that. It didn't bother me too much actually, but you can avoid doing that by putting a little bit less pressure on your press. And this is a Drypoint stamp, so it's Drypoint on acrylic, and I basically with a Drypoint tool scratched lots of tiny little black marks and then inked it up with black ink. So I wanted that sort of organic texture there. It's slightly different feel to the last one. And here we go. Yeah, so I quite like this sort of organic texture on this Drypoint here. And I'm just going to print my Drypoint texture similarly to the last one, and protecting my edges again, and torn up mask with newsprint, which is super cool. I really like doing that. I'm going to do that again. It was a little bit of a discovery, loved it. And just like previously, adding the last step, and really satisfying reveal with this one actually. It looks really lovely, peeling off this Drypoint plate from the print. Gorgeous. I think that burnt sienna and that Indian yellow, a sort of cool Indian yellow, and that lovely warm burnt sienna colour works so well together. Oh, I love peeling off the edges, so satisfying. What I do normally is just I create lots of these edges with a scalpel beforehand, just have them handy. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video, and hope it inspired you to make some printmaking. Like and subscribe, that always helps me, and thanks for watching.